Hey everybody. I look a mess because I'm a little under the weather, but I wasn't going to cancel the live since I scheduled it already. So I'm here. Live since I scheduled it already. So I'm here. Live since I scheduled it already. So I'm here. How is Hello, hello, hello. I look a mess, y'all. I'm sick. I saw Usher last night. I watched the whole entire concert sick. I ended up flying and everything, and I ended up getting sick. So I'm not going to be on here too long. I'll probably be on here for probably an hour. Let me give it just another like 5 more minutes, and then we'll start. I hope everyone's having a good evening. Okay. All right, I'm going to start. So, I want to talk about the art of science, or the art of silence. Sorry, my brain's not working, but I want to talk about the art of silence with women because we talk too much. We do. We talk too much. And us talking too much has honestly, it's given men the keys to use things to weaponize against us. For example, a lot of men are pretty much saying things like, thank you, Lele. Pretty much saying things like, well, you had a baby with Pookie and Ray Ray, or you slept with this bum dude, so, or you dealt with this guy who was like horrible to you, so why should I invest in you? Why should I give you the time of day? Why should I deal with you when you let this dude sleep with you, and you gave him all these years of your life, and and why should I do more when he didn't have to do anything? And the reason why they have that argument is because y'all told them these things in an attempt to get them to in an attempt of vulnerability. Men don't care about your vulnerability. They don't care about your vulnerability. um they they're going to take whatever it is that you tell them, and they're going to find a way to use it to their advantage, or to further justify why they should make a certain decision regarding you or not. when it comes to men especially, you gotta be, honestly, you have to be so silent. You have to be so silent and mysterious with them. Um, because, like, for instance, like when men stonewall you or whatever, or give you the silent treatment, right? It activates your nervous system because you don't know what they're thinking. You don't know how they feel like about you, or how they feel about the situation or anything like that. That is why they are using that tactic of silence, because they know that it's going to activate your anxiety. It's going to activate your nervous system because you don't know what they are thinking. So that's what you have to do. Okay, you can ask. Thank you. Yeah, you guys can ask questions, but try to keep it like on the subject. I'm trying to do a little bit better of a job of staying on the subject. So you can try to ask questions that are in relation to the topic. Because I'm going to do, and then also make sure you guys go to my profile and subscribe to me on YouTube. That's very, very important, because this is kind of like, it's practice for now. So the topic is talking about how to use silence as a way to deal with men. And just me talking about ways that you can use silence in order to like get what you want from men, or how to navigate situations with men, even if like you're not in a relationship with them. Like, it could just be men in the workplace, or it could just be the men in your family, or even men on social media. Doesn't have to be someone that you are romantically involved with. And me pretty much just saying that, like, as women, we talk too much. We talk too much. We do. Um, it's not manipulative or juvenile, because men complain all the time about how we talk too much. So this is, the call has been coming from inside of the house, because you guys keep saying that we talk too much. So, and I feel as though women have told men things and they regretted ever telling it to them. Exactly. Men, that's the thing. Men, the healthiest relationships to men are going to be what's mirrored back to them. A lot of men actually like toxic relationships. A lot of them don't like relationships that are healthy, that have clear communication, that are honest, that are truthful. They don't actually like those things, because that's not what their reality is. That's not what they grew up seeing. So what you have to do is you have to stay silent. Yeah, you have to stay silent. That's why if like you catch your man like cheating, or he's doing something that he's not supposed to do, you are better off just doing whatever you need to do. Like, whatever decision you're going to make, whether it's going to be to leave, or maybe you can't leave and you're stuck having to stay in the situation. Your best line of defense is just not say anything. Not say anything at all, and keep living your life. Like, keep doing whatever it is that it's supposed to do. Women invest way too much energy on giving a man a reaction. Men don't give a fuck about your reaction. Men, all it means when you give a man a reaction, all it means to that man is that you are emotionally invested in him. That's always the confirmation that a man needs, that you still care, that you're still centering your life around him, that your emotions are still very much attached to him. Care, that you're still centering your life around him, that your emotions are still very much attached to him, because that's how men have to get you in the first place. Men have to get still very much attached to him, because that's how men have to get you in the first place. Men have to get you in the how men have to get you in the first place. Men have to get you in the first place by tapping into your emotions. So when you are stoic, when you don't show emotions, you win the game. First place by tapping into your emotions. So when you are stoic, when you don't show emotions, you win the game. Yeah, I just let them talk a lot. And that's another thing, too. Yeah, I just let them talk a lot. And that's another thing, too. Be comfortable with being silent. Y'all want to keep filling up that. Y'all want to keep filling up the convo with talking. If you say something and he doesn't have anything to give out, like literally, I'll be on dates with him and I'll be talking about something, and I'll be like, okay, after this sentence, I'm cutting it off, and I literally will allow it to just be dead silent because I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything until he says something, because that's why they're gonna stay silent. They're gonna stay silent because they're depending on you to fill up the space, so that way you can reveal more information. That way you can expose more things about yourself. I was told on multiple occasions to shut up in my last relationship after he upset me. Yeah, so this is the thing, right? This is just to shut up in my last relationship after he upset me. Yeah, so this is the thing, right? This is the thing. Men, so if when they want you to shut up, they only want you to shut up because they don't want you to confront them about anything, because obviously they don't. Men, so if when they want you to shut up, they only want you to shut up because they don't want you to confront them about anything, because obviously they don't. Men, so if when they want you to shut up, they only want you to shut up because they don't want you to confront them about anything, because obviously they don't want to have their what they're doing. They don't want you to put a mirror up to them. So of course they're gonna be like, oh, I want you to shut up. I don't want you to call down their behavior. You have an exit strategy. You don't, either you're gonna stay and not respond, or you just leave. Because that's what men are always saying. Men are always gonna tell women, why don't you just leave? Women always want to give the power over to the man to change or not change his behavior, and you're putting a decision on man for you to make a personal decision regarding yourself. It shouldn't matter what that man is or is not doing. Like, what are you gonna tolerate and what are you not gonna tolerate? And if you don't want to tolerate it, then just leave if you can. And if you cannot leave, do not invest any more energy into the situation. Do what you got to do to get by with the smallest bit of investment that you possibly can. No emotion, no argument, no confrontation, no nothing. Because all you doing investing your emotions, investing all of that stuff, he's just going to look at you and he's just going to be like, she's not going anywhere. She still cares. When you're silent, they're not going to know what to think. When you say, I'm leaving you and I'm doing all this and I'm da da da, they already know not to take you seriously. They already know not to take you seriously, because just leave. Actions, 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 actions. Men respond to actions. They do not respond to words. Always actions. He sent me a picture of his disconnect internet notice. I'm out. And then that's another thing too that men will try to do. When some men want to lead in with you giving them a pity party. So if it's like early on in a relationship, they want to try to like trauma bond with you. So they want to try to be like, I had such a hard upbringing and I was born in poverty and I was born in this, and that, because they want to try to get an emotional response out of you. They want to try to emotionally bond with you that you might be able to relate to them on a certain level. You don't respond in any type of way that would draw any type of emotional response. When they tell you stuff like that, you're just like, oh yeah. Honestly, even if you did like grow up in poverty, or you have the same type of like trauma that they have, you cannot tell them that. You cannot tell them that. Stay silent in regard to like the actual life that you lived. Like, be like, oh, like that's unfortunate, but like I can't relate to that. I can't relate to that. Like, I came from a 2-parent household, or I didn't grow up in poverty, or you know what I mean? You just say that you just can't relate to them. I overshare too much. Yeah, most women do. I used to be very guilty of that, oversharing. But that's the thing. As women, women are having 3-4 hour long phone conversations with one another because we talk. You know what I mean? We can share a lot of information with one another as women. So it's very hard for us to deal with men and understand that you cannot navigate your conversations with your homegirls like you do with a man. You have to completely pull back whenever you are talking to a man. How do you make a nonchalant man crash out? It's no point. It's no point making a nonchalant man crash out because he's already nonchalant. You make a nonchalant man crash out by just not talking to him anymore. Me all the time, I gotta stop myself a lot of the time. Yep, and that's another thing. Slow down. Slow down. Like when you're talking, slow down. That's all you gotta do. Pace yourself talking. State a sentence and then just stop talking. Be comfortable with the silence. Like I said, I've really had dates where we're just twiddling our thumbs. We just looking because I put a boundary. I put a boundary already on the conversation. I'm like, I'm not saying shit else after this. I'm not talking anymore after this. So if we have to go this whole entire date with us being silent, I'll take my phone out. I'll take my phone out and I will eat this food and I will go on my merry way. Then you realize if it isn't for us, most of the time they're not even on that. Exactly. Because a lot of women will be on dates with these men and they carried the whole entire date. And they thought that they liked the dude. The dude didn't even contribute anything on the date with his personality. You just liked yourself. You just liked hearing yourself talk. Oh, of course they're going to complain that you're too quiet. They're going to complain that you're too quiet because they don't have any information to pick up from you. That's why. They have to know men are unpaid actors. Men are unpaid actors. Always remember that. I remember it was this story time that I had listened to a couple months ago. And it was this woman, and she, listen to this. This story is horrible. Her husband had died. Her husband had died of cancer. And during their whole entire marriage, they had accumulated a large amount of money together. And so when she was obviously in his will, and he left her a lot of money to the point that she didn't have to work anymore. And also, this is another thing. This woman was a psychotherapist. She was a psychotherapist. So she literally went to school to understand brain, psychology, all of that. I guess she was vulnerable. She was vulnerable. Her husband had died. She was sad. She was insecure, all that stuff. She ends up meeting this man on an app. And they end up getting married. They bought properties together. He was scamming her the whole time. Had multiple women behind her back. Was scamming her the whole time and was literally trying to like extort her for money. She was literally going to lose all of the money that her husband, her first husband, had given her because she had invested so much into this relationship with this dude. Turns out that I can't remember the show, but thankfully she was able to get her money and get the divorce and all that stuff. But he admitted to her that there was a show that he would watch, and that's the character that he had played. That's the character that he had played in order to be able to swindle women. That's the character that he had played. That's the character that he had played in order to be able to swindle women. Listen, men are not individualistic people. They're not. When you see men wearing funky clothing, they have a very different type of style. Men are not individualistic people. Men are NPCs. Point blank period. They're NPCs. So whenever you see a man that, especially the men that are just like outliers, like they dress different, they're into very eclectic things that most men wouldn't be into. They're only doing that so that way they can attract women. That's their acting role. That's just the role that they're playing. And so he admitted to her that he was pretty much just acting based off of this show that he watched. And that was how he was able to use her. So men don't like it. Men will not like it when you are silent because you are not giving them the playbook on what role they need to play in order to get what they want out of you. Wait, I'm scrolling. Can you talk about what he thinks of his girl best friend? I don't deal with any man that has a girl best friend. Girl best friend is code for a girl that I want to sleep with and I haven't gotten the opportunity to sleep with her yet. Most men are not friends with women platonically. Men are, like I said, men are such good actors. I have a theory that men had to, through evolution, men had to learn how to manipulate in order for their survival. That's my theory. Because they're too goddamn good at it. Ain't no playbook in the world that could teach somebody how to do this shit and how well they do it. That is an evolutionary adjustment. That is an evolutionary adjustment. I got some food heading over here on the way. How do you know you got a good man? He's just, so honestly, here's the thing. How you will lead in a relationship is important. Okay, how you start off when y'all start performing, like you, that's the last, like, have y'all seen the show Girlfriends? And y'all remember the character Tony? Tony, although Todd had lied about his like financial situation, Tony got what she wanted because Tony was a bitch. Tony was narcissistic. Tony, it was her way or the highway. A good man is going to always be cool when you lead in with my way or the highway. He will want it to go your way instead of taking the highway. That's how it's supposed to be. What happens is that women lead in too much with performing. They want to cook, they want to clean, they want to constantly give this man sex. They want to do all this stuff, and that's why men complain that, after they get married, all of that stuff dwindles down because that stuff is only cute at the beginning. What you start off with is that's the expectation. So unless you want a life of cooking, cleaning, putting out on demand, accepting mistreatment. When you set that bar, that's the bar that you, in your head, you need to ask yourself, do I want to do this with a man for the rest of my life? So like Ashley on I think it was Ashley, the messy one on Love is Blind. She did it the best way that you possibly could have did it, because she was like, I'm fucking messy. I'm fucking messy. Like, this is my place. Like, I'm fucking messy. Either you're gonna accept the fact that I'm messy or not. Because what usually happens is you're on your best behavior at the beginning. You got everything clean, and then you get comfortable, and then wake up one day and it's like, God damn, she's messy. Alex, okay. What's the light skin guy's name? The one that claimed that he had these children as a sperm donor, but in actuality he just got baby mamas. Oh yeah, she couldn't stand that man. And I don't blame her. I didn't like that guy either. I can't remember Alex's guy's name. I can't remember. As soon as he said he was in the military, I was like, oh hell no. Oh hell no. Those military men are no good. Stay away from military men. I'm 27. I see no point in having a man. I've been abstinent for 3 years. I'm a misandrous for real. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. You're young, get your money, glow up, be beautiful, travel, have as many experiences. You're doing it the right way. I only like cleaning my closet because I got expensive stuff there. Exactly. How do you be in a relationship and decenter at the same time? By being selfish. By being selfish. A good man, a man that truly loves you and that really wants you, is a man that's going to allow you to be selfish. Be Tony from Girlfriends. Tony got what she wanted because she was selfish. All decentering men, there's a spectrum, okay? There's a spectrum of decentering men. Hold on. Let me, I'm going to make a little chart. Hold on. Ugh. Okay. I'm going to make a little graph. Or like a little chart. This is how it looks when you center men. It's just men in a circle. That's it. It's just men in here. It's just men. This, you have your family, fitness, career, spirituality, finance, anything that you want to put in this circle, and then look at how small men are. And there's some women on their spectrum of decentering men, they're not even in it. Like Princella, men aren't even in her circle. That's on the complete opposite spectrum of that's on the complete opposite end of decentering men. Decentering men is a spectrum. I wrote in the circle. I wrote family, fitness, spirituality. So pretty much, hold on. So I have this little legend planner, and there's a section. I encourage all women to get a legend planner. They're very, very nice. Like, you can do You could do everything for your week. And then it just has like cute little things like what your goals are for the week. You can do a habit tracker, a to-do list, work to-do list. You can like do all this stuff, right, that you can fill out. But you, at the end of every month, try to find it. I don't know why I can't find it. Here we go. So they have this little, it's a life balance circle. It's a life balance circle. And it has things like health and fitness, career and business, family and friends, romantic relationship, personal development, financial, quality of life, and spiritual. And what you do is you just rate it. So you just fill in for each little section. You just fill in for what section what you rate it as. These little categories, this is what should be in your circle of your decentering men circle. Those are the things you need to be focusing on. And whether you want men out of the circle or whether you want men in the circle, all of those things should be in the circle big, and then men still be small in the circle. I bought it off of Amazon. But don't worry, I'm gonna get my branding together and I'm gonna start making some so y'all can buy a queen edition one. I'm gonna make it pink, put a little branding together, and I'm gonna start making some so y'all can buy a queen edition one. I'm gonna make it pink, put a little crown on it, have a little cute pin come along with it. Y'all remember them cute little crown pins with the little feathers on top? Make it real girly. Yeah, Princella, me, Lilith, Sheba, etc. are all on different spectrums, but still decentering men. Yes, and like that's the thing. I think a lot of women and even men, especially, a lot of people think that decentering men is just anti-men, misandrous. It's not. Like I don't hate men. I don't hate men at all. It's just based off of the nature that I know about men, I just act accordingly. That's why my content is like a mixture of everything. How to get a provider man, the manipulation tactics you need to look out for, exposing male nature. It's going to be a little bit of everything because decentering men is on a spectrum. There's plenty of married women that I know who are not male centered. They decentered men even though they're married. YV Edit is married and she's not male centered. Like there's plenty of women who, and to be honest, most of the women who have given me the advice with men and told me not to get married are coming from married women. Like they're the ones telling me not to get married. Men and told me not to get married are coming from married women. Like they're the ones telling me not to get married. Strongly dislike, oh men. Oh, it's just a legend planner. That's what it's called. You just go to Google and type in legend planner. But I didn't think my TikTok was gonna blow up so quickly. I didn't really start posting until like July. I didn't start posting until July of this year, and it blew up so quickly. I am like kind of scrambling to do everything. So now I'm working on getting a Patreon for you guys. So that way we can have a nice little intimate community with just us women. And we could talk about more personal things on there because obviously, on TikTok, so today, well, let me finish the subject. I'm working on that. I switch the subject in between sentences a lot. I'm working on that. I don't want the men penetrating our spaces. I don't want them penetrating our spaces. So I'm working on a Patreon, and I'm working on a little ebook for you guys too. But I did not think that everything was gonna blow up. So yeah, trying to get everything together. It makes us as women more balanced and less vulnerable when we know a man's nature. Exactly. And this is why men are always going to be hollering in the comments and complaining and whining and denying what it is that I talk about, because this is the stuff that they don't want you to know. Because once you know this, is that I talk about, because this is the stuff that they don't want you to know. Because once you know this, you are no longer going to treat them the same way as how you know. Because once you know this, you are no longer going to treat them the same way as how you. Ooh, excuse me. I'm gonna pause this really, 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 really quick, because I'm gonna go outside and grab my food real quick, okay? Don't go nowhere. Okay, I'm back. I believe none of what they say and all of what they do. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. What does it mean when your friends with benefit tries to make you jealous? What's your thoughts? How is he trying to make you jealous? I need more context. Thank you. Thank you, Montana. Oh, that's what I meant to mention too. So for me personally, okay, so I don't know if you guys heard about 4B and how like they've now turned it up to 5B, 6B now. So like 5B is when they're not going to talk to any men anymore, like not even on social media. They're no longer engaging with them. And then I guess 6B is 4B plus 5B. But 6B is they're no longer going to purchase items that have the pink tax on them anymore. So I'm doing 5B. So I'm no longer responding to any men. I'm no longer responding to any men on my social media platforms. His other sneaky links, etc., I don't give a damn and didn't react, but still, he just wants to lower your self esteem. He's just trying to lower your self esteem and try to make it seem as though he's the prize and all of these women want to deal, all these women want to still talk to him and deal with him. And so he has to try to tell you about all of the other women. When men do that, that means that they're insecure. And a lot of the time, they're lying. A lot of the time, they're lying. A lot of the time, they're not dealing with all these women like that. They really don't got no pull like that. They're just saying that because they want to make you feel bad about yourself. And they want to do that because they want to make you feel so bad about yourself. That way you keep fucking them. Honestly. I stopped listening to Lover Girl songs and rom-coms. Good. I've never liked love songs like that. And thank you, Boo, for complimenting my hat. I don't listen to them. I never really liked lover girl songs and romantic comedies. I've never liked any of that because I always knew it was fake. Always. But yeah, anytime a man is bringing up other women, and if he's, well, he's saying he's got all these women, he's trying to compare you to other women. That's game. That's all that is. That is game. He's trying to lower your self-esteem, and he's trying to get you into competing mode. Oh, thanks for the outfit of the day. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Haven't reached out to checkmate. Yeah, I'm gonna do more outfit of the I'm gonna do more outfit of the days. Do I still date men? Not currently. I don't know when I will again or if I will again. It's just very exhausting for me. Like, even when I'm talking to you guys about the whole like silent thing and how it's very important to be silent, I don't have time for that. I don't feel like doing all of that. I don't feel like doing all of that. I want to be my authentic self. I want to be a certified yapper because I am a certified yapper. I don't want to have to think about how to, manipulate, because that's the thing. Whenever you choose to deal with a man, 9 times out of 10, you are going to have to be manipulative in some way. You're going to have to play the game. You cannot, men see you as prey. You cannot be a fawn dealing with these men. You have to be a hyena. And I don't feel like being a hyena dealing with these men. I just don't feel like it. I can put that energy into other things. What I mean by saying the art of silence gives power to women, what I'm saying is that you're not giving men, by no longer talking, you are not giving men the power. You're not giving them knowledge. You're not giving them information to try to use against you or to try to further manipulate you. Because when you're talking, like, that's the thing. Men are always studying you. That's the thing. Like, men are always studying you. And this is the thing, too. Once you give them enough information, expose, your vulnerabilities to them, once you expose what you look for in a man, it's over. It's over. You lost. You've given them all of the ammunition. You've given them all the ammunition that they need to play the game and win. And then you have to think, you know, let's just say you play the game and then, you get this guy hooked and then you end up like getting married to this man. Well, now you gotta still play this role your whole entire marriage, your whole entire life. And men aren't like women. Men are not like women. Men are just going to learn the truth about you and just stay and give you chances and just deal with you. Once they know the truth about you, that's it. That is it. Their brain is tainted. Their brain is tainted because now their ideal opinion of you and thoughts of you has now all crumbled. Yeah. And you have to create fake insecurities. You have to. Because like I said before, men are unpaid actors. So if you're going to deal with men and you want to deal with them effectively, you got to be an unpaid actor. You have to be an unpaid actress. A good fake insecurity is something that you're not insecure about. So the thing you're most confident about is what you use as a fake insecurity. So that way, if he tries to make fun of it, it's not going to hurt you because that's actually something that you're confident about. It's like I love my legs, you know. So I could be like, oh, I don't want to really, I don't like showing off my legs a whole lot because I have cellulite and, I don't really, like my legs a whole lot. He's going to be like, what? I love your legs. What are you talking about? When he's in a good mood, when he's in a good mood. I know I don't have any cellulite on my legs like that or anything like that, but when y'all get into an argument or when he's frustrated or when you've done something that he doesn't like, that's going to be the thing he's going to throw at you. Like, look, like your legs have all that cellulite on them and it's not going to hurt your feelings because you actually like your legs. That's what you do. You tell them the thing you love about yourself and pretend you actually hate it. Why would a man go silent after you cussed him out? He's trying to decide what he's going to do next. Is he going to put up with you cussing him out? Or is he going to put up with you cussing him out or not? Yeah, I can save this live. Um, he might not be gone physically, but he may not be gone physically with you, but he may go deal with somebody else now that you cussed him out. See, that's the thing about men. Men are vengeful. Men are very, very vengeful. So even though he's not saying anything, if you cussed him out, especially if he feels like you emasculated him, you reduced his ego down. And that is one thing that men do not tolerate. Men do not tolerate their ego being attacked. So he might be there with you, but he's gonna probably go be with someone else to get his ego boosted back up because that's why I said this shit is a game. This shit is a game. He's like, oh, she called me a bitch, she called me broke, she called me all this. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. That's why you gotta stay silent. Shh. And I get it, it's easy. It's easy. They piss you off, they upset you, they break promises, they do stuff like that. And as women, we're very, very emotional. So of course we want to be reactive, you know what I mean? And we want to just cuss them out, hold them accountable, do all that stuff. But you gotta be silent. You gotta be silent. You gotta cuss him out in your brain. Oh my gosh, they are vengeful. My ex-boyfriend suing me after I won't rekindle. Be careful, ladies. Yep. Men, this is why I always tell women you need to not only be silent, but you need to be honest. You need to be comfortable saying the word no. Too many women are afraid of the word no. Or I don't like that. Or don't do that again. Women are so afraid to say those words because women want to be likable. So women will say yes even though they don't want to do stuff. And so what you're doing is you're now grooming this man into getting comfortable with you saying yes all the time. So then you done said yes 90% of the time. So then when you say no, he's going to be like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, why are you telling me no? And then and because men are so vengeful, he's going to make you pay for telling him no. Which is why you start off saying no at the very beginning. And then that weeds them out very quickly. Walked away in silence, but got standing outside my house and blowing up my phone on private. Yes, because when you're silent, you're activating their nervous system. You're making them anxious. And that's a very uncomfortable feeling for men because women don't put men in a position to be anxious about anything. Y'all put men in a position to anticipate your behavior. Cause they be studying y'all. That's why I said, oh shit, I'm hopefully she will join, but what was I gonna say? Y'all men are always anticipating what you're gonna do next because y'all are so predictable. Quit being predictable. That's what the art of silence gives you the power because you're no longer predictable. If you're gonna still play the game with these men, you have to. Men win by This is the thing. Men win by using marriage as leverage. Okay? Because they know that this is the thing that most women want. Most women, their whole life is centered around one day. They want this wedding. They're spending $30,000. Like, I was just thinking about this yesterday. If you go off to college, okay, you go out of state. Your semester for your out of state tuition can be up to $30,000 for your education. You got women out here spending that on one goddamn day, and it's a day for everybody else. Men use marriage as leverage. If you're gonna choose to play this game with men, you cannot tell them that you want to get married or that you want to live with them. Because all men are going to do is just lie and say, even if they don't want marriage, all they're going to do is lie and say, okay, I want to get married too. I want to have kids too. That's all they got to say. That's all they got to say. And then as soon as they say that, y'all be like, that's one of the things y'all be telling y'all girlfriends. He said he wants to get married. Y'all make it too easy for these men. Y'all get impressed by any little thing. He says he wants marriage and kids too. He's saying that he wants marriage and kids too, so that way he can get what he wants out of you. Say you're thinking about it. Say maybe. Be ambiguous. Be vague. But y'all be like, oh my God, I want to get married and I want to. But y'all be like, oh my God, I want to get married and I want to have children, and I need to make sure I'm married by this age. And when you're telling men that, men are over here like, okay, okay. Well, then I'm just gonna put her in a position. I'm gonna put her in a position to perform for marriage. That's the reason why women keep telling other women, quit doing wifely duties when you're the damn girlfriend. Because that's how y'all get got. You're performing. Stop performing. These men don't care. Because guess what? A man won't even like you, but why would he stop you from performing for him when you're saving him time? Plenty of time, because you're cooking for him, you're cleaning for him. He don't gotta go out and face all this rejection, because now he has someone that he has a warm body that he can access in the bedroom now. So he doesn't have to work for Smex anymore. Hey Kerr. Hey girl. Tanae, are you still in here? The chat is moving too quickly and I'm not paying attention. What was I gonna say? Yeah, y'all are doing all this performing, and then a lot of women are confused as to why they've been a girlfriend for 10 years and then the man won't marry them. The man won't marry him because what incentive does he have to marry you? He has gotten everything. He has now gotten everything without marriage. So what would be the point? What would be the fucking point? So yeah, when it comes to the whole marriage thing, you need to be vague. Just like how men tell y'all. What do men say when you ask them, well, what are we? What are your dating goals? Stuff like that. And they say, oh, I'm just going with the flow. I'm just going with the flow. And y'all be going right on with the flow with them. And they be flowing y'all into no man's land. It's very rare that they're going to commit to the girl that goes with the flow. That's going fast. I talked to a guy for about 3 weeks, met once in person, following weeks asking to be his girl. Met once in person and he asked you to be his girl? That's strange. Didn't even show any effort. Yeah, he's hiding something. He's hiding something. When that's the thing, like I said earlier, men are very individualistic. So when men do things like they want to lock you down real fast, they want to marry you real fast, that's a red flag. Especially when they don't know anything about you. Red flag. He's hiding something. Just like Tyler, that's what I was going to segue into. Like Tyler off of Love is Blind. When I was watching Love is Blind, Tyler kept saying, I can't wait to be married. I can't wait to be married. And that was so strange to me because I'm like, men don't typically talk like that. Men don't typically say how excited they are to get married. That's not typical of male behavior. And so then when he had said, oh, he was a sperm donor or whatever, I was like, he wasn't no damn sperm donor. He got baby mamas. He's got baby mamas, and internally he doesn't like the fact that he has baby mamas. It's not good for his image. So what he wanted to do was he wants to get married to clean up his image so that way he could feel better about himself. That's why he said that he wanted to get married so quickly. And, I can't wait to be married. I can't wait to be married. A lot of women don't question the intent behind why men want to get married or why men want to get in a relationship with you. Women don't question men's intent on anything because women keep projecting their intentions and their positive qualities and their good intentions onto men. And you cannot do that because men are not the same as women. And men are not conditioned the same as women. So they're not going into this thinking about having a happily ever after. Men are just getting married because the patriarchy told them to do it. That's the only reason why they're getting married. This is why when they're married, they don't have any problem with cheating. Because in their mind, they're thinking, I did what patriarchy told me to do. It's not what it's cracked up to be. But also, I did her a favor by marrying her, so I'm not going to leave. And that's what a lot of women don't realize. When men want to get in a relationship with you, and when men say that they want to marry you, they're not doing it because they actually want to marry you and be in a relationship with you. For a lot of men, they are doing you a favor. Why do you think it's called a shut-up ring? A shut-up ring, that is called a shut-up ring because the way that they look at it, they doing you a favor. They doing you a favor. You're a charity case to them. I seen a post today. It was so funny. It was this little stick figure. It was a stick figure holding out this ring, and it said, "Will you be the one woman that I cheat on the rest of my life?" So accurate though. So accurate. Will you take my hand in marriage to be the one woman that I choose to be with and cheat on the rest of my life? Cuz that's really what they are saying. That's really what they are saying. Cuz all the single women I think can vouch for the fact that a large majority of the men that are approaching y'all are married. And that's the thing too. Even with them, and that's the thing, with them paying for everything, it don't even be worth it. Because this is the issue that I have around being provided for, right? In my opinion, based off of my lifestyle, provision is subjective. But for men, when they think of providing, they think of survival. In male language, providing and survival are synonymous. Those are the same thing. So when you're saying that you want a provider man, men are thinking that as they're thinking that as you want a man for your survival, because they're not going to pay for a roof over your head, for the lights to stay on, for your hair, your nails, your maintenance, your upkeep. They're not paying for all of that. They are going to pay for your food, your room and board. That's what they're providing you. They are providing your survival. And that's dangerous. That's dangerous. When you create a life of your own and you got your own place, you got your own money, you could take yourself to the spa, hair, nails, lashes, all that, pretty clothes, designer, this, whatever. The definition of provider is different. It's different. Because I gave myself everything. That's why they keep complaining that our standards are too high. Yep. Yeah, and that's why I said it's the art of silence. Even if you're married and you have a provider man, you have to be silent on ways that you're going to acquire money on the side. You have a secret bank account. You stay silent on other ways that you are making money, because they will try to find a way to ruin that income, because they want you reliant on them for your survival. They don't want you out here living lavishly and having all this beauty maintenance and then paying for you to look good. They don't want to do that. They want you reliant on your survival. They want you reliant on them for your survival. Yes. Because yeah, it's always going to hit their ego when you succeed. Because men are taught that women are just unable to do anything. We always need someone to rescue us. We're stupid. We're not capable of doing anything. We're weak. And so when they actually see women out here doing things, out here doing big things, they're like, "What?" They're taught that they're supposed to be the big man on campus, that they're supposed to be the ones that's supposed to have all this wealth, all this stuff going on for themselves, and they hate that women are out here killing it. We have owning more homes than men. More women are going to college than men. Yeah, they don't want us stunting on them. I got a promotion. That man glitched. I love it. How do you stop fantasizing about them? My mind tends to lead me astray emotionally. You got to stop yourself immediately. Like, that's the thing. You have to stop yourself immediately. As soon as you start thinking like you have the image of your head and like, you know, the man is romanticizing you and he's doing all that stuff, you know what I mean? The thing that helped me the most was just understanding that, let's just say you do meet a man, right? And he's like the man of your dreams. He's romanticizing you. He's doing all the things you ever hoped for, all the things you ever asked for, da da da. It has the expiration date. That's the thing. It has an expiration date. And they tell women this when they say they want a woman that's younger. They like younger women. What they're saying when they say I want a younger woman, it means that you have an expiration date. You have an expiration date. It means, because here's the thing, you're going to get older. You're going to get older. Men try to spew this bullshit as if they're going to marry you young and they're going to like you as you get older. No, they're not. No, they're not. That's why they cheat. They're going to cheat on, you're going to be, the shelf life for a marriage when you start young, like from what I've seen, is around 40. It's always around 40 that the shelf life ends for a decent amount of marriages if they started out young. 40 is like the limit for most men. Once the woman is around 40 and if she had children too, they are like, okay, it's time to like wash, rinse, and repeat. Wash, rinse, and repeat. You have to understand that even if you do this fantasy in your head, it's an act. It's not real. It comes with an expiration date. These men are just selling you shit with glitter, with it rolled in glitter. They're selling you shit that's got glitter on it. That's what they're selling you. And also, whenever you think about the fantasy with a man, you need to redirect your thoughts to, and this is going to be harsh, it's going to hurt your feelings probably, but you have to think, okay, what am I going to do if this never happens? What am I going to do if I never get married? If I never meet the man of my dreams? You have to ask yourself that, because it's a very honest, deep and scary question to ask yourself. What am I going to do if this never happens? There's one creator on here, I can't remember her name, but she's very open about her marriage, and actually her being vulnerable on this platform regarding her marriage, it's broken up her marriage, because I want to say she's in her 40s or 50s. She's listening to the stories of women who are younger, and I remember she made a post, and she was talking about how she chose to not live out her life in hopes of finding a dream man, in hopes of finding the man of her dreams. And so she went through her whole life just in a coma, pretty much. That's what I would call it, in a coma. You just gonna live your life in a coma in hopes that you find someone. No. You gotta live your life as if you're not gonna find this person. And you have to redirect your thoughts to that. Okay, how does this look for me? Women are out here expecting men to give them the soft life. You don't even give yourself the soft life. You don't buy yourself flowers. You don't take yourself on shopping sprees. You don't take yourself on vacation. You don't do any of that stuff for yourself. So why should a man do it for you when you don't do it for yourself? Everything you want in a man is everything that you can give to yourself. And get friends. Get some girlfriends that are not male-centered. So that way y'all can work on stuff together. Like, I mean, if Tanae wasn't sick and my bestie wasn't sick, she would be over here. She would be over here. But she's sick. But, you know, we have a good enough friendship where it's like we can work on this stuff together. Yes, once you treat yourself like a princess, they will magically appear and do it for you. And personally, that's the reason why I tell women to not commit. Do not commit. The moment you commit to a man, you are now obligated to his standard of living. So if he live in a rinky-dink apartment, he got a beat up car, he live in the hood, you know, he don't got no manners, he ain't been nowhere, he ain't seen nothing, he ain't done nothing. You are gonna have to drop down to his level. He is not going to rise up to your level. He's not going to. That's the reason why they don't want your standards high. That's the reason why they don't want you working. That's the reason why they don't want you to have a career. Because when you continue to ascend and you give your stuff all you set the standard for yourself, they can't reach you. And then that leaves them lonely. That leaves them lonely. That leaves them growing old. And that leaves them dying alone. Do you think it's hold on. Do you think it's harder for financially successful women to have a long-term relationship? Yes. Yes. The women that are going to have the hardest time in the dating market are going to be the women who are all of this stuff, okay? All of it. The women that's going to have the hardest time with long-term relationships are the women who are educated, beautiful, high earners, stable career, business owners. Those are going to be the most difficult. Those are going to see. That's the reason why they're calling those women. That's why they're calling us masculine. That's what they're calling us. That's why they're calling us masculine. But what I find so funny about men calling women masculine that have all of those things is it's like, okay, you're supposed to be masculine as a man. So how come you don't have those things? If I'm masculine for having it and you don't have it, then you're feminine. If me having a career and if me being independent and self-sufficient makes me masculine and having all that success makes me masculine and you don't have it, you're feminine. I think I think that women who are successful, you just have to accept the fact that in most cases you're not gonna have a long-term relationship with one man. But that's a good thing. I don't understand why women want to just commit to one man. Like one man is not going to be able to give you everything. Women have a scarcity mindset. Women have a scarcity mindset when it comes to men. Men have an abundance mindset when it comes to women. They will travel to a different country just to have access to a certain type of woman. They will be married while being on dating apps. They will be married and still go to the club and bar to go talk to women. They have an abundance mindset when it comes to women. And meanwhile, women will literally be over here trying to keep trash and make it seem as if this is the only man in the universe. All this fish in the sea, and you want this stinky ass fish. Go date multiple people. Go date multiple people. Loyalty was a lie that was sold to women to keep their standards low. You hear men preach all the time, loyalty. I want a girl who's loyal. I want a girl who's loyal. Meanwhile, they're out here giving no loyalty at all. And you be silent about that too. You lie about that too. Oh, we can't hang out tonight because I have to do something. I have to do something for work. I'm busy. You stay silent on that too. Being stoic means you have to have emotional regulation. You have to know how to regulate your emotions. The easiest way for you to regulate your emotions is you have to stop. You have to stop. You have to be still. You have to be still before you say anything, before you do anything. You literally need to count to 10 and you need to breathe. Count to 10, breathe. And just start paying attention to everything that's around you. The sky is blue, the couch is green, the TV's on. You need to start paying attention to everything around you so that way you can understand what the hell you're doing and understand the physical space that you're in before you react and do something. Exactly. Ground yourself. That's what that's called. Counting to 10, breathing, and being aware. Be aware of your surroundings. Like, I literally will, before I react, I'll name 10 things around me. I'll describe 10 things around me. I'm wearing a watch. My hat is leopard. And then also understanding that what a man does, it doesn't even have to just be men, anybody, man, woman, coworker, anything like that. You don't have any control over what another person does. So you reacting, a lot of women react because they think that they believe that that reaction is going to give them the result that they want. So if I bust his car windows, if I pull up, if I approach this woman, it's going to get him to stop cheating. It's going to get him to act right. You are reacting because you want to try to control the situation. You have to accept the fact that you reacting, it may not go your way. And I always ask myself that. Okay, before I react, am I going to be okay? Like, for instance, you got left on red, right? And you fuming, you like, oh my God, it's been 12 hours and he has not hit me back, and he read this shit 12 hours ago and he has not hit me back, and you pissed. You're like, he watching your stories, you see him on social media and you're pissed, and you want to send this long text message, you want to cuss him out, you want to explain to him how much he hurt you. Before you send that text message, you need to ask yourself, what are you going to do if he leaves that text message on read? You have to tell yourself the worst case scenario. What you gonna do if he don't respond? Then what? Then now you're gonna be given another thing to react to. Now you just fueled more ammunition to get yourself pissed off at another thing. That's why you stay silent. You don't say anything. You don't say anything because you saying something is not a guarantee to get you the result that you want. And I get it, it's hard. It's hard. Your chest be burning, you be over here, you just all types of activated, all types of anxiety because you feel humiliated. That's another thing too. Instead of reacting, you need to address your emotions. Y'all need to look up the emotion wheel. Hold on. Y'all need to look up the emotion wheel. Y'all need to look up the emotion wheel. Hold on. Y'all need to look up the emotion wheel. The emotion wheel. How are you feeling? Are you embarrassed? Do you feel humiliated? Oh, is the live acting up? I don't know. Yeah, I tell my chat GPT everything too. You need to sit with what emotion, you need to sit with your emotion. And be able to say, okay, these are the emotions that I'm feeling. And then you need to ask yourself, okay, Chat GPT is abusive towards me. What are you saying to Chat GPT then? But you also need to ask yourself, okay, why do I feel these feelings? So if he left you on red, you're probably going to feel embarrassed. You're probably going to feel humiliated. And you're probably going to feel those ways because you liked this guy. You know, he told you that you were special. He told you that he would never lie to you. He told you, you know, he just loved you and liked you so much. And so now you feel humiliated because he told you all this stuff and he left you on red. Exactly, rejection wounds. And this is why it's really important for you have to be self-validated. Oh, it's probably not synced because it's connected to my laptop now, but I closed it off, so maybe it's maybe it's connected to my laptop now, but I closed it off, so maybe it's maybe it's maybe it's back. Wife and mom of six, your videos have really helped me. I've been in denial. Now I get the game. Oh, I love that. That's so good, literary fancy. I'm glad. I'm glad. That's the biggest thing. I just want women to be smart. That's the biggest thing. I just want women to be smarter when it comes. Um, because we've been conditioned to have our whole world, our whole life revolve around them. And times are changing. The feminine is here. The feminine is here to stay. Once we had that eclipse over the summer, that was the return of the feminine. That was it. That was the return of the feminine. So everything is going to go back to natural order. Princella always talks about this. Princella the Queen Maker. And Shears talked about it too. Mother Nature will only let you fuck her over for so long. You can only manipulate Mother Nature for so long before it forces back to natural order. Things are going back to natural order. They're even talking about saying how the XY chromosome, it is on the trajectory to become extinct. Like there's literally articles saying that the XY chromosome is pretty much going to be, it's on the trajectory to not be here anymore, to be eradicated. Mother Nature don't want them here. Mother Nature does not want them here. Yes, you keep men. If you're dating more than one man, you keep them a secret from each other. You gotta be silent. Remember, you gotta be silent. You have to set the play up real early. You gotta set up the play real early. You gotta tell him things like, I'm not on my phone very often. I do a lot of business. You got to set up the play to get the men to understand that you're not going to be available. Yeah. Princella the Queen Maker. Yeah, you have a busy life. You got to set up the play. Men don't want, that's the thing. Men don't want you having multiple options. They don't. They don't want you to be, they don't want you dealing with multiple men. And yes, go on dates with yourself. Definitely. Do things alone. Do things alone. If you can't find somebody to do it with, go do it alone. Most solo travelers are women. Most solo travelers are women. That's why I'm like, I can't believe women are out here trying to find a man to get married. These men ain't even out here traveling. These men ain't even out here traveling. Only reason that they traveling is to go to Colombia and all those other countries so that way they can get them some free sex. Aw, you're building a cat tree. I love that. I want a cat so bad. I plan to get some cats. Most of my feed is cats. Cats be popping all up in my algorithm cuz I grew up with cats. Men in relationships do single behavior things because they're never satisfied. Because everything that the man needs is external. Men are not required to do any internal work. That's why they're so anti-therapy. Men don't want to go to therapy. Men don't want to think about when the girl from fourth grade rejected him and called him ugly. He doesn't want to think about the times where his dad called him a piece of shit. When his mom said that he wasn't shit. He doesn't want to think about those things. He wants to shelf all those things. So in order to overcome those things, he has to search for everything outside. So it's going to be schmecks, gambling, drinking, drugs, criminal activity. Yep. They rather do all of that because they don't want to think about the time their dad called them a piece of shit. Yep. They rather do all of that because they don't want to think about the time their dad called them a piece of shit and smack them upside the head. They don't want to think about the time where they had to fight their father to prove that they were a man. They don't want to think about those things. They don't want to think about being lame in high school. They don't want to think about girls rejecting them all the time. They don't want to think about that. It's funny, but it's their reality. This is the reality of men's life. Like, this is the life that they lived. Oh, and especially if they're a middle child, if you're with a man, that's another thing. Y'all need to find out, if y'all gonna choose to deal with men, y'all need to find out what order he was born in. Y'all need to figure out what order he was born in. Because if he's the man and he's a middle child, oh, get away. Get away. Because that means he didn't receive any attention. He was an afterthought. He was overlooked. So the youngest child is probably going to be coddled. Probably expecting another mommy. Probably expecting another mommy and a woman. So there's psychology between birth order, between all gender, male and women. This isn't just exclusive to men. Okay, let me just preface that. But there is psychology with birth order and how it affects how children are raised and how it affects them into adulthood. So middle children are typically overlooked. They're typically overlooked because the older child is usually the one that is the parentified child. That's usually the one that's taking care of all the younger siblings. So the oldest child is always going to be the one that is going to have the most responsibility. They're going to typically be the most independent. They're typically going to be bossy. Usually pretty successful. Typically successful. If the family coddles men in the daughter's way. That's why I said this isn't subjective to like just gender, because there are obviously depending on what culture you come from, depending on like for instance, like come on, we all know that in some cultures more than other ones, like on a much higher degree there's a lot more misogyny, you know what I mean, like in Africa. Like they castrate little girls in Africa because they hate the women. They hate women there so much. You know what I mean? So the men are going to be put on this high pedestal. But middle child usually overlooked, more individualistic. Younger children typically going to be coddled. But that's the thing. Boys with their moms, usually boys are always going to be enmeshed with their mothers. You rarely hear a wife having beef with her father-in-law. You always hear about a wife having beef with the mother-in-law because usually the mother is enmeshed with her son. That's another lie that women were told. Oh, you should judge a man based off of his relationship with his mother. If he loves his mother, that's a good thing. That is a very, very good thing, but it's a such thing as too much love, and it's a such thing as never getting off your mother's titty. And the thing about it is that men will respect their mothers, and they'll respect their mothers so much that they will allow their mother to disrespect you. And that's where the issue lies. Well, that's the thing. Most mama's boys are male centered. Here's the thing: mothers that have sons have to be male centered because they had a son. It's their child. It's their child. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Okay, but back on silence. Back on silence. Um, Being silent is also a sign of confidence too. It is. It's a sign of confidence. Usually, when someone is always trying to fill the air, trying to fill the space, trying to keep talking and talking, it's usually out of insecurity. Don't say anything. They don't need to know your people. They don't need to know your whole life story, and I'm so guilty of that. Like I'm so guilty of like oversharing too. It does. It works. Just don't. You know what I mean? Just don't react. That's the biggest thing. Don't react. Don't react. Don't respond. Just don't. like I said, I'm doing I'm doing 5B, so I'm not engaging with XY. No, I just lip gloss. Yeah, practice silence in the comments. Don't respond. Don't. That's why, honestly, that's why the men are here. The men just want attention. That's all. They just want attention. Yeah, so I guess they've upgraded from 4B to 5B, and then they also have 6B. So 5B, they're no longer talking to men. They're not talking to them on the internet, like on social media platforms. And then they like aren't talking to men in public. And then 6B, they're no longer purchasing anything that has the pink tax on it. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the pink tax, but pretty much there's products that will be like gender neutral, you know, like underwear, deodorant, stuff like that. But the thing that's it's priced more for women than it is for men. So 6B, women are no longer going to buy anything to contribute to the pink tax. But I'm not that far yet. Yeah, only to be sold. Yep, only to be sold to us. So yeah, I'm just not responding. I'm not responding. It is what it is, but they just want our they just I'm not responding. It is what it is, but they just want our they just I'm not responding. It is what it is, but they just want our I'm not responding. It is what it is, but they just want our they just want ba 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 ba. Men need women, so I don't know why they don't get help so they can function. Honestly, the only people that are going to be able to help them is us. And the women no longer want to women don't want to take on that task anymore. They don't. The only way that women have been able to, like, really like ascend to that level, or you know have any of that ascension, is really just based off of their proximity to women. And so I don't think they want to really do the work to figure out how to do it on their own. I think why can't some women wake up to the true nature of men even after trauma from them? Honestly, it's because they're male centered, and once they actually realize, and once they actually just wake up from their delusion, and they're like, oh crap, like they're not these types of people, you know, that I believe that they would be. Well, for a lot of women, that's going to collapse their whole world. That's going to collapse their whole entire being. Like, there are women out here who they're not wearing their hair the way they want to wear their hair because they want a man. They're not dressing the way that they want to dress because they want a man. It's a lot of women out here, their whole identity is like tied to a proximity to a man. So, when women decide to be that closely tied to a man, and then they kind of realize, like, oh crap, it's not really what it was cracked up to be. For a lot of women, that's very harsh. That's a very, very harsh reality, what I'm saying, to overcome. And exactly, it's the validation. One thing that I can say is that, like, especially if anyone has a child and they have a daughter, you have to teach your daughter at a very young age. You have to affirm to her that, like, she's beautiful, she's a good person, she's worthy. You have to affirm these things in her, because if you don't, all that's going to happen is that she's going to go out into the world, and then the world is going to tell her who she is, or who she's supposed to be, and all of that. So you have to be self-validated. You gotta be validated. It's very easy to keep a boyfriend. It's easy to get a boyfriend. It's easy to keep a boyfriend. All you gotta do is cook, clean, say yes to everything he wants, and you'll keep a man. Very, very easy. Oh, that's good, sassy, sarcastic biche. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what my mom did. That's what my mom did. My daughter is a teen, yep. Let's see. I'm only saying because what if my husband remarries a woman with a son and abuses my daughters? Because what if my husband remarries a woman with a son and abuses my daughter? Oh, you mean like, so if like your daughter has to go like visit your ex-husband, and then his new wife has a son, and that son will do something to your daughter? Oh, that's good. That's how it's supposed to be. I used to freaking kick dudes in the nuts. I used to kick dudes in the nuts when I was in school. I never was nice to them. Like, never. Yeah, no, I get that though. As far as like, not wanting your daughter to be around. But can't you do like supervised visits? Like, is that a thing? What do I think of the sprinkle sprinkle movement? I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, I've lived my sprinkle sprinkle life. I lived my sprinkle sprinkle life. Um, I still think, in my humble opinion, I still believe that sprinkle sprinkle is like, I feel like that's still on the spectrum of decentering men, because she's not saying like just go out here and find a dude to pay all your bills while you just sit at home and like not do anything. Like, no, she wants you to go get your money, and you have yourself established, and then when you're leveled up, when you're glowed up, the man, the man that's gonna come, he should be providing. You know what I mean? He should be an asset to you. You know what I'm saying? You didn't work on yourself and like get yourself together, just for him, just for it to be like you would be with a bum man. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you worked hard on yourself. you built yourself up so you can have the cream of the crop, so you can have the best treatment. And that's not to say that, like, you not doing those things means that you don't deserve that treatment. However, you don't want to be reliant on someone for your survival either. You want to be able to have your own stuff. So I support Sprinkle Sprinkle. I do. I support it. But I also feel like, also though, it should be a phase, if anything, because also a lot of women aren't built like that. A lot of women aren't built like that. Like, I'm sure Shira and James, they probably don't even sleep in the same bed like that. A lot of women aren't built like that. Like, I'm sure Shira and James, they probably don't even sleep in the same bed. A lot of women aren't built like that. Like, I'm sure Shira and James, they probably don't even sleep in the same bed. Yeah, it's paused because I went off. Should I really be acting sweet to my husband when he gets home from work? LOL, it's mixed feelings. um, it depends on the dynamic between you and your husband. And it also depends on like where do you stand in the marriage financially, too. Like, that's the thing, that is the thing. As a woman, it's so crazy because men are calculated. Men have to be calculated and strategic to sleep with you. As a woman, you have to be calculated and strategic to literally, like, save your life, like keep yourself alive, keep yourself financially, like keep your livelihood. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I said, like, this is serious stuff. Like, women don't realize that. You know what I mean? These games and these reactions and stuff like that, I mean, like, it can get to the point where, depending on what type of man you're dealing with, your life depends on it. Your life depends on the reactions that you give a man. And I can't give advice I can't give advice without context. That's why I'm gonna probably start doing one-on-ones, because yeah, like, I would need to know a little bit more. I would have to know more context behind that, but I do plan to do one-on-ones in the future. Oh my gosh. First off, I'm sorry, Megan, that happened to you. That's terrible. Go watch my video on Darvo. It's a manipulation tactic that a lot of men use. And that sounds like that's what happened. That's typically what men will do. Especially if you confront them about something that they've done. So whether it be cheating or looking at another woman in front of you, and stuff like that, uh, they will use that manipulation tactic. So they will, like, deny ever doing anything. They will deny ever doing anything. And then they're just gonna throw it thing. They will deny ever doing anything. And then they're just gonna throw it back on you. So then they're gonna, like, play the victim and just, like, reverse the role, and then make it seem as if you were the one who was wrong, when in reality you weren't. I said it earlier about what to do when you feel like you want to react. Slow down. So you need to slow down. You need to process your emotions. Like, count to 10 and breathe, and just, like, like describe 10 things around you. So like my cap is leopard, the water bottle's pink, you know. My watch is rose colored. I have on a gray hoodie. And also, women need to have more pride. That's another thing too. Women don't have any pride. Women don't have any pride at all. You have to have some sense of pride. Like I have too much pride to react. I have too much pride to react. But Megan, I hope you yeah, I have too much pride to react. But Megan, I hope you yeah, not gonna match up because I just opened up my laptop. I'm sorry. Give me a second. Darvo is deny attack. Reverse victim in I forgot. Deny attack, reverse victim, and hold on. I'm cheating. Deny attack, reverse victim, and hold on. I'm cheating. Victim and offender. Yeah, offender. So yeah, you just 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 I mean I mean okay. I don't know, maybe that stopped the lagging. The second I open up my laptop, it starts lagging because I have them both connected. But yeah, honestly, like on a real serious note though, Megan, I hope you get out of there. Don't be afraid to go to like a women and children shelter. Like, don't be afraid to reach out to someone because that's very, very serious. That's very, very serious. And this is another reason why I do what I do. The DV rates are getting outrageous. The femicide rates are getting outrageous. Like, it's really become it's really become a serious thing where, it's getting to the point now where you really do have to question dealing with men based off of your survival, and like literally not only financially but just them taking or potentially taking your life or harming you in some way. Do you think you can maintain friendships with women who are male centered as one who has decentered them? No. No. I can't. I can't. Whenever a woman has just been male centered, I've always just had to remove myself, because you have to think about it. When a woman is male centered, pretty much everything, yes, pretty much everything that would encompass the relationship, like the friendship, everything that would encompass the friendship would crumble. It would collapse. Because here's the thing, the reason why women don't stay friends is because of men in most cases. Like, women will take back their cheating boyfriend 30 different times, but if their friend does one thing wrong, they don't have a problem cutting off their homegirl. But they will, thank you, Rosie. It they don't, they're gonna, they're not gonna cape for you. And then you have the friends who, they are male centered, they get a boyfriend, the boyfriend is the center of their universe, and then as soon as their boyfriend plays them, they want to run back to their friends. Like, can men be friends with women, or do they secretly like them? They secretly like them. Can men be friends with women, or do they secretly like them? They secretly like them. In my opinion, I don't think you should have male friends. I know, I don't think you should have male friends. Just because, like, that's the thing. Men are patient. Men are patient when it comes down to getting what they want. So, if they really, really want to sleep with you, if they really, and that's the thing too. Another reason why male friendships aren't beneficial. They're not. The most, unless he's successful and he's giving you knowledge about ways for you to make money. Aside from that, unless he can give you information about male nature and about how to make money, you don't need to be around them, because in most cases you being friends with him is going to benefit him more than it's going to benefit you. When y'all go to kick it, and when y'all go out in public and y'all go on a dinner and stuff like that, people ain't gonna look at y'all two together as friends. They're gonna think that he's courting you, and they'll be like, oh, he's with that, she's pretty. People are only going to be paying attention to him because he's with you. So now you're giving him status. You're giving him value. And what is he giving you? You could be, y'all be out here with these male friends, like teaching them how to dress better for their girlfriend, teaching them how to be more romantic for their girlfriends, like, and what are you getting out of it? Exactly. Nope, don't do it. They will try and use you to get other girls. They'll take pics with you. Exactly. Women know how to upgrade. That's why Beyonce made that song, Upgrade You. My ex is going to the same party as his ex. We have been together for 3 years. She wants him back. Advice. Um, I mean, he's going to the party, so obviously he wants to be there with his ex girlfriend. So guess what? You need to go to a party. You need to go talk to another guy. You need to be going talking to other men. Exactly. How does he know she'll be there? Obviously, it was orchestrated. Like, obviously, someone reached out to another person to know, to know that they're both gonna be there. But I wouldn't just be sitting there figuring out what to do. Go, y'all aren't married. Y'all aren't married, so go get another boyfriend. Go talk to someone else. He doesn't know I know who she is. Else. He doesn't know I know who she is. Well, that else. He doesn't know I know who she is. Well, that's even better. You can use the silence to your advantage. You can use the silence to your advantage, and you can just go start dating other people. Right. Why care if he doesn't know? Right. Why care if he doesn't know? Food passenger princess. Yeah. Best way to do it. Best way to do it. But yeah, go date someone else. And like someone else said, go focus on yourself, Get fit, improve your education, improve your knowledge base, pick up hobbies, all that good stuff. All that good stuff. I'll answer one more question if anyone has any questions, and then I'm getting off of here. Don't forget to stay silent, y'all. Stay silent. Silence is loud. Silence is very loud. Not right now. I don't do private advice. I am going to be doing one-on-ones in the future. That's my plan. I did not think I was gonna I didn't think that the TikTok was really gonna, blow up like this. But I'll answer these last two questions and I'm gonna get off of here. Why do men react to silence? Men react to silence because it's the same way why you react to silence. When a man is stonewalling you or giving you the silent treatment, it is it's activating your nervous system because you don't know what they're thinking. You know what I mean? You don't know what they're going to do next. You're leaving behind mystery. And so it's going to make them think more. So men like to be in control. And the only way that men are able to be in control is if you keep talking, you keep oversharing, you keep being vulnerable. When you stay silent and you don't reveal much about yourself, they don't know how to move. They don't know what character to play. They don't know who they need to be in order to present as the person they need to be to get what they want from you. So that's the reason why. And then this last question. Guy I like has reached back out to me after months of no talk. How do I approach our new relationship? Wait, so you're in a relationship with the man that didn't talk to you? He quit talking to you and then he reached back out to you and now y'all are in a relationship? Why are you in a relationship with this man? Yeah, quit talking to him. Quit talking to him. The only reason why he's talking to you is because his whole clientele is down. That's what I call it, a whole clientele. His whole